Hey everyone, ready to pass the Florida DMV permit test with colors. The Florida DMV manual has some sample questions. Well, in this video, we're going to answer them. I'll walk you through each question straight from the manual to help you feel totally prepared. Let's dive in and get you that permit. In your vehicle, what should you adjust before you start your engine? Adjust the seat so you can reach all controls. Adjust all rear view mirrors to use them without leaning forward or backward. 2. What are the equipment requirements for windshields and side windows? Windshields. They must be made of safety glass and cannot be covered or treated with any material that makes them reflective or non-transparent. They must also be free of any stickers that are not required by law. Side and rear windows. These must not be composed of, covered by, or treated with any material that has a mirrored appearance or that reflects more than 25% of light for side windows and more than 35% for rear windows. What are bumper height requirements? Are they the same for every vehicle? The bumper height requirements for vehicles depend on the vehicle's weight. Vehicles are categorized by their gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR. Trucks also have specific bumper height requirements based on their weight. Depending on the vehicle's class, these measurements apply differently to front and rear bumpers. What must you do if hauling a load of material that could fall or blow onto the roadway? Secure the load. It should not be able to drop, shift, leak, or otherwise escape. Use a close-fitting cover. This applies when hauling materials such as dirt, sand, or gravel to prevent them from falling or blowing onto the roadway. When a projected load extends more than 4 feet from the vehicle, what must you use to clearly mark it in the daytime and at nighttime? The load must be clearly marked as follows. Daytime. Red flags at least 18 inches square must mark the extremities of the load. Nighttime, or during conditions such as rain, smoke, or fog. 2 red lamps on the back of the load visible from at least 500 feet. 2 red reflectors on the rear visible from 100 to 600 feet. 1 red lamp on each side of the load visible from at least 500 feet. Why is drowsy driving dangerous? It can impair your driving ability by slowing your thought processes and reaction time, affecting your judgment and vision, impairing your senses and abilities, causing micro-sleeping or even falling completely asleep while driving. What should you do if another driver is threatening you or intentionally driving dangerously around you? Remain calm. Put distance between yourself and the other driver by slowing down and letting them pass. Avoid making eye contact. Do not make obscene gestures. If necessary, call 911 for help. What are the 3 main categories of distracted driving? Visual, taking your eyes off the road. Manual, taking your hands off the steering wheel. Cognitive, thinking about something other than driving. Why is texting one of the most dangerous distracted driving behaviors? Because it involves all 3 categories of distraction. Visual, taking your eyes off the road. Manual, taking your hands off the steering wheel. Cognitive, thinking about something other than driving. This makes texting especially hazardous, as it simultaneously impairs multiple aspects of safe driving. Can anyone drink and drive safely? No, no one can drink and drive safely. Even a single drink can impair your driving by slowing your reflexes and reaction time, reducing your ability to see clearly, making you less alert, which affects your ability to judge distances, speed, and the movement of other vehicles. As a result, your chances of being in a crash are much higher if you drink and drive. Both your judgment and vision are affected after drinking alcohol, which is affected first. After drinking alcohol, a person's judgment is the first thing that is affected. This impairment occurs even with just one drink, impacting your ability to make safe driving decisions. What can happen to you if you are in a crash and not wearing a seatbelt? The consequences can include increased likelihood of being ejected from the vehicle. There is a greater risk of being thrown against other passengers, the steering wheel, or the windshield. Loss of control of the car, which may lead to more severe injuries or fatalities. Essentially, not wearing a seatbelt significantly increases your risk of serious injury or death in the event of a crash. What age are children required to be in a car seat? In a car seat or booster seat? Children under age 4 must be in a safety seat. Children ages 4 and 5 must be in either a safety seat or a booster seat. If a law enforcement officer stops a vehicle and the front seat passenger under 18 years old is not wearing a safety belt, who will be charged with the seatbelt violation? 18-year-olds is not wearing a safety belt while sitting on the front passenger seat. The driver will be charged with the seatbelt violation. What does a single broken white line on the highway mean? A single broken white line on the highway indicates that you may cross this line to change lanes when it is safe to do so. What does a double solid yellow line in the center of the highway mean? A double solid yellow line in the center of the highway means that vehicles moving in either direction must not pass or cross these lines. However, turning left or passing a bicyclist is allowed when it is safe to do so. What does a solid yellow line to the right of the center line of the highway mean? A solid yellow line to the right of the center line of the highway indicates that it marks the left edge of the roadway on divided highways and one-way streets. What do the colors of traffic signs indicate? The colors of traffic signs indicate the following meanings: red, stop, do not enter, wrong way, yield. Orange, construction and maintenance warning. Yellow, general warning, advisory of unexpected roadway conditions. When more than one vehicle approaches a four-way stop sign, which one moves first? When more than one vehicle approaches a four-way stop sign, the vehicle that arrives first has the right of way and moves through the intersection first. If vehicles arrive at approximately the same time, each driver must yield to the driver on their right. What does a red traffic light mean? A red traffic light means that you must come to a complete stop at the stop line and remain stopped until the light turns green. You may turn right on red if there is no sign prohibiting it, and you must yield to pedestrians and oncoming traffic. Running a red light is illegal and dangerous. After a full stop at a red traffic light, when may a driver turn right? After a full stop at a red traffic light, a driver may turn right if there is no turn on red sign and the way is clear. Before turning, the driver must yield the right of way to pedestrians in the crosswalk and any oncoming traffic. What does a green arrow showing at the same time as a red traffic light mean you can do? A green arrow showing at the same time as a red traffic light typically means you are allowed to proceed in the direction of the arrow, while traffic going in other directions must stop due to the red light. This is common at intersections with dedicated turning lanes. What does a flashing yellow light mean? A flashing yellow light has the following meanings. It is used at or just before dangerous intersections. It also serves to alert drivers to a warning sign, such as a school crossing or sharp curve. Drivers should proceed with caution when they see a flashing yellow light. If you are approaching a railroad crossing that does not have gates or lights and you see a train coming, what should you do? When approaching a highway railroad crossing, slow down and be ready to stop. Do not stop on the railroad tracks or within 15 feet of the crossing. What happens to the force of impact when you double your speed and triple your speed? When you double the speed of a car, you increase its force of impact 4 times. When you triple the speed of a car, you increase its force of impact 9 times. Unless otherwise posted, what is the speed limit for cars in a residential area? Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in a residential area is 30 miles per hour. What is the maximum speed limit on a limited access highway? The maximum speed limit on a limited access highway is 70 miles per hour, unless otherwise posted. Can you be issued a citation for driving too slowly? Driving too slowly is also against Florida law. You must not drive so slowly that you block or delay traffic moving at normal, safe speeds. You should drive with the flow of traffic within the speed limit. What are the steps for making a smooth stop? Check your mirrors and traffic conditions. Decide how quickly you need to stop. Begin braking smoothly and gradually. Keep your foot on the brake pedal until you come to a complete stop. This process helps ensure that you stop safely and smoothly. What is the arm signal for a left turn, right turn, and slow or stop? The arm signals for turns and stops are as follows: left turn. Extend your left arm straight out. Right turn. Bend your left arm upward at a 90-degree angle. Slow or stop. Bend your left arm downward at a 90-degree angle. How long, in other words, distance, should you signal before making a left or right turn? You should signal at least 100 feet before making your left or right turn. When can you use a 3-point turn? You can use a 3-point turn when the road is too narrow for a U-turn and you cannot go around the block. However, you should never make a 3-point turn on a curve, a hill on the highway, or where there is a sign that prohibits U-turns. What is an open intersection, and when must you yield right of way? An open intersection is defined as one without traffic control signs or signals. When you enter an open intersection, you must yield the right of way in the following situations. If a vehicle is already in the intersection, if you enter or cross a state highway from a secondary road, if you enter a paved road from an unpaved road, if you plan to make a left turn and a vehicle is approaching from the opposite direction. When may you drive in the left lane of a road with 2 lanes and with 4 lanes? You may drive in the left lane under the following conditions. On a 2 lane road, you should always drive in the right lane unless you are overtaking and passing another vehicle, where permitted. On roads with 4 or more lanes and two-way traffic, you are expected to drive in the right lanes except when overtaking and passing. This means the left lane is typically used only for passing slower traffic and not for regular driving in most circumstances. What does it mean if you see red reflectors on the lane lines facing you? If you see red reflectors on the lane lines facing you, it means that you are driving the wrong way and could face oncoming traffic, which is dangerous. In this situation, immediately turn around or get into the correct lane. If the red reflectors are seen on the edge lines of the road, you are going the wrong way on an entrance or exit ramp. In this case, you should pull over and turn around safely. What is the recommended safe following distance? The recommended safe following distance is a minimum of 4 seconds under favorable weather and traffic conditions. When should you increase your following distance? You should increase the following distance in the following situations. When driving in rain or on wet roads, during low visibility conditions such as dusk, dawn, nighttime, or fog, when you are being passed by another vehicle, when carrying a heavy load or towing a trailer, as extra weight makes it harder to stop quickly, when following motorcycles or vehicles like trucks and buses with a blocked rear view. What are blind spots? Blind spots are areas near the left and right rear corners of your vehicle that are not visible through the rear view mirrors or with peripheral vision. How do you check your blind spots when you are preparing to change lanes or turn? To check your blind spots when preparing to change lanes or turn your head to make sure these areas are clear. Where is it unlawful to overtake and pass? It is unlawful to overtake and pass when a school bus is stopped with its warning flashers on and stop sign extended, at crosswalks where a vehicle has stopped to allow a pedestrian to cross, on hills or curves where you can't see at least 500 feet ahead, within 100 feet of an intersection, bridge, viaduct, tunnel, or railroad crossing, where there is a single or double-sided solid line dividing lanes, when the double-sided yellow line is solid in your lane, in do not pass and no passing zones. Under what circumstances can you stop in the acceleration lane on an expressway? You can stop in the acceleration lane on an expressway only if traffic is too heavy and there's no space to merge safely. What should you do if you drive past your exit on a limited access highway? If you drive past your exit on a limited access highway, you must go to the next exit. Do not make last-minute turns to get back to your desired exit.